Good day, and welcome to the Ram Ashram Satsang Weekend Workshop, where in under 1 hour you will learn a modern satsang technique for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Eddie. I've been practicing satsang for over 10 years. Today, I will be introducing the event's speaker. But first, I'd like to give you a brief introduction of this weekend workshop. If you'll direct your attention towards the screen, you'll see the first element is satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. No physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience is required to begin satsang practice. Satsang consists of two words, sat and sang. Sat means positive energy, and sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Thus, the word satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element, meditation. Meditation is an important element of satsang. When we meditate, we direct our consciousness from worldly objects inwardly to a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, thereby raising our consciousness to higher states, wherein we may achieve states such as nirvana, peace, light, and love. Inner satsang. There are two types of satsang, outer satsang and inner satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. Through the practice of outer satsang, we may modify our behavior, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness whereby we can obtain nirvana, peace, light, and love. The method of satsang that you will learn today is an inner satsang. It consists of meditating in silence. Group sessions. These weekend workshops are structured for group meditation and group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our progress on the spiritual path is accelerated. By attending these weekend workshops on a regular basis, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All people want to experience joy. Joy is a longing desire of the soul. Only through the practice of inner satsang, however, can we obtain a joyous state, which is synonymous with deep peace. When we practice satsang, our inner happiness is gradually increased until we obtain a state of joy, which we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Agenda. Today's agenda consists of 3 sessions: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, the founder, or some related spiritual topic. During the practice session, a description of the meditation method will be given, followed by a period of practice. During the interactive session, you'll have the opportunity to ask questions or there'll be a group discussion. And now, I'd like to introduce our speaker, our facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He was born into a satsang family where he experienced his relatives achieve peace, light, and love in their lives. At a very young age, he began traveling throughout India, helping spread satsang. Upon arriving in the United States, both he and his wife continued conducting satsang. Given his desire to spread satsang throughout the world, he began innovating or adding innovative changes to satsang to make it more accessible to Westerners. He currently travels throughout the United States and India conducting satsang while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Thanks, Eddie, and welcome everyone to today's satsang. Happy Saturday. So interestingly, Guru Maharaj's 139th birthday is November 3rd. So we will have 2 sessions on November 5th, same time, Saturday, and November 6th, which is Sunday. I think that will be at 11. Interestingly, the lunar calendar, moves a little differently. So by his date of birth, by the lunar calendar, I think it's today or, I think India time and versus all that. So basically over this weekend. So I thought let's talk about Guru Maharaj a little bit. And my wife Reena had translated something from Sadhana Ke Anubhav, which is the 7-volume book on Guru Maharaj's own spiritual journey. She called it a meeting. Talk about understatements. Um, so she says that as whenever I read this great text, I tend to derive a great new perspective and a new unique meaning. In the first few pages, Guru Maharaj tells uh, a little about himself, that he was born in a very spiritual family, which stirred a quest in him to seek higher consciousness. He always knew that there is more to spirituality than performing daily rituals and prayers. So he started praying. He started learning a lot of yogic practices like Raj Yoga and Hatha Yoga, but that was not satisfactory enough for him. And I also remember somewhere he used to say that because they were by the river Ganges, where a lot of sages would come by, so so he used to, learn different practices, different ways to meditate, etc., from them. But he said that he didn't, you know, like decide to have a guru. So, and at some point, Guru Maharaj and a few of his friends joined Arya Samaj, which was a very service oriented, religious, and spiritual society back then. And because he also liked the philosophy of Swami Dayanand, who is the founder of Arya Samaj, and he started following that. Eventually, Arya Samaj, according to him, grew bigger and gathered a lot of followers. And as with all popular societies, politics and hypocrisy becomes big part of it. And he said that that happened to Arya Samaj. So he moved away, you know, and then Reena says that I too belong to Arya Samaj family. And I totally understand why he felt the disconnect and moved away. So in 1910, he met Dada Guru Maharaj, Guru Lalaji Maharaj. And the way it happened, he was practicing homeopathic medicine, and he was treating Dada Guru's wife, who was not well. So the meetings were normal, but Guru Maharaj started feeling a strong bond with Dada Guru. Guru Maharaj also had the feeling that Dada Guru was more than what he portrayed to be. So directly or indirectly, he kept bringing up some topics, spirituality and other things, and Dada Guru Maharaj kept dodging those and wouldn't talk much about any of that. And so then what happened was a plague came around, and at that time, Guru Maharaj and Dada Guru Maharaj both decided to send their families to some remote and less populated areas to keep them safe. And both of them moved to a large, beautiful bungalow that belonged to a royal family. So a lot of people had moved over there, so they also moved up there. And then what Guru Maharaj says is that Dada Guru Maharaj started a process which is referred to as Tawazze Gaibana, a big Urdu word with deep meaning. It means raising someone's consciousness without his or her knowledge. Mostly the process takes place while person could be, unawares, sleeping, etc. So they both started to take a morning walk together, and that would so a lot of discussions would happen during that time. So one day Dada Guru was humming some tune, and Guru Maharaj asked him, seem to sing so well, so why didn't you pursue music? And then he replied, "Yes, I love music, but I gave it up to pursue something higher." And Guru Maharaj says that that was his biggest clue ever, that there is something more to him. Um, and so he felt that he is definitely enlightened and close to divinity, because he said that beyond music, it's spirituality. So one day they were walking by the river Ganges, and Dada Guru took Guru Maharaj to a nearby trail, uh, went a bit uphill, where there was a clean hut like empty structure where nature was in abundance. That hut must have belonged to a yogi who must have, gone away somewhere. The whole scene, you know, so amazingly described by him. And so, coming back to the point, the other guru had him sit in front of him and asked him to close his eyes. And as he closed his eyes, he felt light entering his heart. And soon he couldn't feel his body. It was a surreal experience where he could clearly see the material world and cosmic power of the universe. And he felt light, and as if his body was, you know, just light and moving up and things like that. But soon he was brought back to Mother Earth, and the other guru told him that that his journey has been started at one of the highest levels. And if we go back to our pyramid, this he was started at the realm of knowledge, and something called Sampragyat Samadhi. So, so basically, on the 5 levels, he was taken up pretty much by Dada Guru Maharaj to the realm of knowledge, day one. But then I think I always feel that, there was years and years of preparation, years and years of work that was done to get to that point. But I think he says that, there is this element of transfer of power, or the ability of somebody else's power being utilized to uplift you. And then he says only a Sadguru can take you to the highest levels, like, the other Guru Maharaj took him to that level. And after this initiation, Guru Maharaj was told to climb all these stages by himself. And with the help of the practice that we all do, the other Guru's guidance, he was also told never to use the powers that he has gotten through this for worldly, things. So, so he was basically taken down the pyramid and asked to climb himself. And he says, with all, he would visit at least once in 3 months, sometimes a lot more, because he was starting to live in Agra and things like that. But so Guru Maharaj says it took him 7 years to ultimately reach the top of the pyramid. And then, with guidance and help, of course, but then he was asked to do that, 3 more times. And each time he said that, it took him far lesser. I think once it was like the third or the fourth time, it was just 18 months. So he had many ups and downs during his journey, but never gave up on his practice and his faith. His devotion and his practice were so intense that Guru Maharaj physically started looking like Dada Guru Maharaj inside and out. So their physical appearance became similar. And finally, Dada Guru instructed Guru Maharaj to spread the word and his mission to make everyone achieve higher levels of consciousness. And Dada Guru Maharaj, he summed it up like, what do we do? He says, like, become a better human yourself, and you know, and to be just get others, help others to be a better human being. So, on that note, we'll probably talk more about it after this satsang. And, in this whole discussion, when I think, I don't know, the nth time when I read it, his story, I also realized that the way he described his first day, that the light was coming into his heart, and then there was suddenly he just got uplifted. So it almost felt like to me that the practice that he developed while he structured it with some music and prayers and all that, but the core meditation is exactly what he got from his guru and what took him to the very high levels of consciousness. So that's what we will do now. Um, sit in a relaxed posture, keep, eyes lightly closed, and feel this enormously positive transcendental energy right in front of us, right here with us, in form of light, and that light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are becoming one with this light. Mind wanders away, which it will. When you realize that, come back and just focus on observing this transcendental energy in form of light that's entering your heart, distributing throughout your body, and that you're becoming one with this light. Let's start now. So, hello everyone. Happy Saturday.
Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Yeah, how are you, Pant? Yeah, Pant. Yeah, what's on your mind?
Yep. I just wanted to share the one. There lot of Sanskrit scriptures are there, right? Suktams they call it. One of them is Purusha Suktam. There was interesting line in that, so I wanted to quote that. What it says is, the entire cosmic thing, out of which 3/4 remains as subtle energy as it is. 1/4 is getting recycled as like us, like living beings, trees, all other things. Like it keeps getting rebirth, etc. The other 3/4 energy remains as the cosmic one. Probably whatever we do as meditation is similar to that. We are trying to merge with that 3/4 of the energy. Looks like it could be a good analogy in that. I know that it was like written probably 2,000, 3,000 years back, but still it has got some meaning left, right? In that, there's some uh, good point to be taken. Actually, looks like.
So, so I think you were breaking. Say this again.
Oh, sorry. I think today the voice was breaking off. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The scripture was saying that in one of the like it's called Purusha Suktam. Okay. In that the entire cosmic energy, if you split as though like 1:3, the 3/4 of the energy remains as the cosmic subtle energy, which you cannot be sensed as it is. But the remaining 1/4 of the energy gets recycled as the living beings like us and trees and etc. Those get
Hmm.
birth, death gets recycled. And the remaining 3/4 remains as the cosmic energy. This is what is written in that scripture in one of the lines. And probably we, when we do the meditation, we try to merge with that 3/4 of energy possibly.
Got it. Got it. Wow. Interesting. Mm.
Well, it was interesting one. I'd like to share.
So, hello, Liz, Eddie, Arvinji.
Happy Saturday, everyone.
Saturday.
It's a good to see you. Always good to meditate with everyone. Thank you so much. I'm trying to see if I can add anything to the discussion. I'm not sure that I can. I'm still processing what you were saying prior to the meditation, which by the way was a great meditation for me. But you were talking about how one person can help another person reach a higher state of consciousness, sometimes with their knowledge and sometimes without. Just and that's very intriguing to me. And also another thing that you said that was really intriguing was um, once you've attained certain abilities by reaching that state, you should only use those abilities for non-material purposes. Yeah, that was very interesting to me.
Yeah, basically, I don't know about here, but in India, you know, there would be these yogis, like, they would come to, collect alms, anything that you give them, because they have just decided to devote their lifetime to this pursuit of, enlightenment. But these yogis, a lot of them could tell you your future. They could talk about things or show things that are not quote unquote normal. And Guru Maharaj and his guru basically always said that stay away from demonstrating your acquired spiritual power, because when you do that, then you so if you demonstrate, then you are like taking money out of your bank, and the powers are depleting. If you don't do that, then you continue to climb up the pyramid and achieve the goal. So he says these are distractions and or even slipping and sliding. So so his view was that at the top of the third realm, because you have controlled your mind, you will quote unquote get mental powers. Those mental powers can be used to climb up or could be used to, you know, hey, I am the king, I can do anything and I'll do anything, and hence, you can do very bad things. And I mean, even if they are things like, I will just do blah, 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 and the treasury will just deplete. So unwise activities lead to some consequences. And so again, I mean, it's kind of an approach, because in one of the chapters where he talks about the top of the pyramid in this 7-volume book, he says that to climb the fourth and the fifth realm, you really don't have to do anything other than what you were doing to climb the third realm, uh, except that you need to keep applying what you have acquired to climb up rather than get distracted. Because his, when I was growing up, and I probably still am, mentally speaking, but or uh, the the thing was that his book again and again and again talks about ego. In Hindi, it's called ahankar, and I was like, in his book, why does he repeat this again in this context, then that context, then another context? What is the significance? And now I realize the significance is that that is one hell of a hurdle or distraction, or almost like even eventually a final frontier. If you don't cross that bridge, you don't get to the top. So, but it's not that final frontier and the final bridge. Ego comes in many forms, in many ways, including when you acquire some knowledge, some status, some capabilities, which could be material or otherwise. They can really distract you from the goal.
That's really insightful. And actually, without divulging too much, that's really pertinent to my life. Thank you.
Yeah, no, actually, it's pertinent to all of us, seriously speaking. Because, I mean, he doesn't talk about this lightly. He doesn't talk about this like once in a while. This was a theme that comes again and again and again. And yes, I can relate to it very well as well because in my life, things have happened. But not only that, I have seen like one of the questions that comes up is like so many people come to satsang, and why not everybody just, at the top of the pyramid after all these years and after all this guidance and after all this collective energy and blah, blah, blah. And the simple thing is, how many of us can deal with the distractions and the core capabilities that we develop in a way that they continue to take us to the objective rather than get distracted. And distractions are just plentiful. I mean, they just come again and again and again. I think that's the book I can write. it's, it's like hurdles, just things that we celebrate can become a block in our journey is hard to fathom. But those are there too. So it's not just the acquired wealth and knowledge and status, which are, at least if not totally visible to you, they're visible to others, and they can tell you that, oh, you have changed, right? But there are other things which, like spiritual qualities, which can become a distraction because uh, they are also powers in some ways. And I believe it or not, I mean, when I look at YouTube videos, there are people who are talking about the top of the pyramid from somewhere along the way, and they're talking as though they have achieved it. And the yogis in India used to demonstrate these things as though their job is done. But he says no, the job is not yet done. So
Thank you. Thank you so much always for your wisdom.
it's like uh, somebody can show you the path, show you the hurdles, show you, but at the end of the day, it's our journey, right? And interestingly, we are autonomous enough to choose. And that's our strength and that's our weakness in some ways. It's like, how do I choose the right way? I mean, do I do trial and error? Do I just follow somebody? And people have, found that that's not necessarily always the wise thing. And do I just read books? Do I, and none of those is flawless, right? So when people say that democracy has its own flaws, yes, but then there are other things which, uh, they so it's like, uh, choose the what is it like? You know, it's like uh, it's almost you have all these options, and the worst form of these other options could be far worse. So, so this is still, a better of the options. The problem with us as humans is that whatever system we will be given, our mind and brain will figure out how to twist it. You know, so we have those capabilities. So anyway, but yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating how we, um, the interesting part is humans can be brainwashed. And it's not just Russia, which does used to do that ages ago. It's you can be brainwashed. So, uh, yes, you have a choice, but do you really is the question. Because if I am at the fourth realm, then I see so clearly. Till then, I'm vulnerable. So every human being's job should be to be able to understand the purpose of life, understand where we are going, why we are going, who we are. That's what this pyramid is all about. Wow. It was actually, I agree with you. It was a great meditation today. I really enjoyed it thoroughly. Um, So, Eddie and Arvindji, I got to run to, because of today is a special day, so I have to run to a Hindi session. But if you can just, you know, continue the discussion for a few more minutes if you have time, and then I'll see you all soon. Namaskar. Happy
See you.
Saturday,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you, Liz.
Arvinji,
Hello, Eddie. Happy Saturday, everyone. Um, what can I say? If I say anything, I always think it's like a light bulb trying to describe the power of the whole generator. You know, light bulb, as India says to us, stay connected. So that's the whole idea. The power that dispels darkness of knowledge or ignorance in one's life, you know, comes from that generator of power that is at a higher level, at the fifth stage, as Guru Maharaj is, and as I humbly think Puja Sanjeev Bhaiya is, the power Guru Maharaj brought to us, the omnipresent, omniscient grace and power. And I humbly think to my small mind, not any different from just like the Lord Christ came to this earth and brought that power in human form. And not everybody, could understand that. He allowed those near and dear to him to understand eventually. And many, as Sanjeev Bhaiya says, took time. It's not a quick process. So once again, all I can humbly say is I'm fortunate to be in this group. Guru Maharaj once, I understand from Sanjeev Bhaiya, said that where 5 of you are gathered together, I shall be there with you. So I believe his grace, his blessing, his power, his light comes to us through Sanjeev Bhaiya, and we're fortunate to receive it. And so thank you so much for being here, all of us, and we are fortunate. Thank you and happy Saturday.
thank you. Yeah, I would just add briefly to that. It's getting late. Um, there's a stage before we find Guru, and Sanjeeva talked about the choices. And, I was thinking that, and I think we can all can relate to this. Some friend invites us out to a restaurant, and we go, and the waiter comes or waitress comes and hands us a menu. The menu has some weight to it. We open it up, it has many pages. There are many choices to make. So, it's a case of analysis paralysis. a case of we have doubt that we'll make the right choice. There's some fear there. We'll waste our money because we'll be dissatisfied or just outright reject the meal. And so to prevent all of that, we give up our choices and we ask our friend, return to them, and we ask them, how often do you eat here? And they tell you, oh, 3 times a month, every month, and I've been doing that for the last 5 years. So that's many, times. That's over 150, 180 or something. And then you ask them for their suggestion. Well, what's good? What's bad? And they ask you a few questions. Well, what do you like? And they say, well, I don't like food that is too sweet, and or I don't like seafood, or I don't like meat, or something like this. And then they present based on their experience and having tried so many dishes over the past 5 years, they're able to give you some intelligent advice about what dishes may be the best for you. And I mention this because, in our spiritual journey, we get to a point where we have lots of questions, sophisticated questions, difficult questions, and we have choices. And like Guru Maharaj did, he tried different spiritual systems before he found one that worked for him. And we want to avert that. We don't want to waste our time. So we start to seek out a guru who can answer our questions and give us advice about which path would be the best for us. And so, as Arvindji was saying, is that, Guru Maharaj has this power where he can see, what's best for us and give us sage advice. And so when he talks to us and he says, well, I've been there, and he sounds authoritative and knowledgeable and wise, we say to ourselves, there's an inner feeling you get, and that says, oh, this person is knows what they're talking about. They're for me. They can help me out. And so you follow his advice, and he puts you on the path, and you save yourself the embarrassment of making the wrong choice. But more importantly, you choose a path where you actually can, ascend through the pyramid. And so, in that sense, I think that this system is a good system, and that Guru Maharaj, having experienced this, is a great benefit to us because he's gone from the bottom to the top. It is sage advice for us. He knows what we want. He knows what we need, and he'll give that to us as we are qualified to receive. So that's all I wanted to add to this. But just happy to be here and happy to be a part of this satsang. So if anyone else wants to, I guess if not, we can wrap up. Anyone else wants to add anything? Okay, then everyone have a happy rest of the Saturday, and we'll see everyone next week.
Thank you so
Namaskar.
much. Namaskar.
Namaskar, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Have a good week.